Before we get started with the main agenda, I'd like to introduce Rabbi Wahlberg from Beth Tfilah Congregation to do the invocation.
In the words of the psalmist, how good and beautiful it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. At this moment in time, we stand here with unity at its best, bringing together as it does two great countries, the United States and Israel, two marvelous leaders, Governor Hogan and Mayor Pugh, two people so dear to me, Ricky Spector and Bruce Spector, all united as one in this place that many of us call home, Baltimore, Maryland. As a rabbi, in a few moments, I'll have the privilege of affixing a mezuzah to the doorpost in this edifice. A mezuzah holds within it a scroll with a biblical text proclaiming our faith in God that the Bible commands us to affix on the doorposts of our dwellings. There's a debate amongst our sages what the purpose of this mezuzah serves. Some take the mystical approach and say it serves to protect our homes and to ward off evil spirits. Others take a rational approach and say the scroll is there to remind us that there is a God in this world to protect us. We live in a world in which we need protection from the evil spirits that are out there. Cybersecurity, a new name for a battle since time immemorial. At the same time, we pray to God for his protection. In this place, advances are being made to provide us with security. Security for threats from without, security for job seekers from within. May we also be blessed with faith in God so that we can fulfill the dream of the prophet in building a world in which none shall hurt, none shall destroy, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. And let us say, Amen.
Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Bruce Spector from Electronic Technology Associates, and I'd like to welcome everybody here. Thank you very much for coming. It's just a wonderful turnout. I especially want to acknowledge and thank some very key people that have made the opening of the Baltimore Cyber Range an actual reality. If you would just please wave. My mother, Ricky Spector.
I'll wave.
Thank you. My wife, Linda, for putting up with all these ridiculous hours. Thank you very much, honey. My daughter and son-in-law, Lauren and Danny Schumann, thank you guys for coming. You guys were great. My son, Michael, who flew in from LA, thank you. And my niece and her husband, Lisa and Matt Fogel. And I got to give a shout out to my accountant and my cousin, Billy. So thank you, Billy. And Marilyn is with me. And Billy, and Marilyn. I said it, Marilyn. It's tough working for your mother, I'll tell you. And I also want to give a shout out to some very special people that are here and really have made this whole thing possible. First, I want to say the mayor for coming here. The mayor's office and the mayor's people have been just wonderful. They've been very supportive of the project, and you'll hear a little more about that in a few minutes. The Honorable Jack Young, President of City Council. Jack, thank you very much for being here. We have 3 members from the Israeli Embassy. We have Amir Becker, who's the cyber attaché. I can't believe I didn't turn my phone off. Phaser's on stun. I've got Jonathan Budrucker from the Embassy. We also have from the World Bank, we have Sandra Sargent, Achille Almansi, and Irene Rubio. Renee Cohen, the field rep for Senator Cardin, is here. Thank you very much, Renee. Chuck Connor, not the rifleman, is here from the Senator Chris Van Hollen's office. And then the older guys that are laughing are showing your age because you knew that. The millennials would have no idea what we're talking about. Again, Secretary Mike Gill, the Commerce Department, thank you very much. You guys, your staff has been just wonderful. You guys have been great. Secretary Kelly Schultz from Labor, from Dollar. You guys, your whole staff has just been wonderful. And Mary Keller, I don't know if Mary's here. Mary, she's the earned administrator. She's worked tirelessly to get this project off the ground, and thank you very much. Also, Kirby Fowler. Kirby, I thought I saw Kirby, but anyway, from the Downtown Partnership, he was here. David Cordish, the CEO of the Cordish Company. David, His office has been instrumental in finding this venue. He's just really been a big help, and his staff's been wonderful. Jim Barry from the Coors Company is here also. Abba Polikoff, Abba, yep, from Gordon Feinblatt. Kelvin Moore, is Kelvin here? He was here earlier. He's the Chief Information Officer at Aberdeen Proving Grounds. And then our consortium members, we have all the CEOs here. Raj Parikh from Nexigen. Thank you for coming, Raj. Richard Bennett, the CEO of ASD. Richard, thank you. Toby Musser from MNS Group. I think Toby's here. Saw him earlier. Madris Guy, the CEO of Blue Eye Technology. Madris, welcome. Carl Gumto from CyberPoint. And Christian Parikh, the CEO of TerraSense. Chris Enzi from Dunbar Security. Guys, thank you. Also, Dr. Anton Dabura, the Executive Director of the Johns Hopkins University Information Security Institute. Anton, good to see you. Steve Dubin, the Chairman of the Maryland-Israel Development Center. Kiefer Mitchell from the Governor's Office. I think Kiefer was here. I don't know if he's still here or not. Dr. Gordon May, the President and CEO of the Baltimore City Community College. Okay. Ida Sass, the Director of the Workforce Development for Baltimore City Community College. Okay. Stacy Gaddis from Aberdeen Proving Grounds. I don't know if I saw her earlier. Barry Bogash, the Executive Director of the Maryland-Israel Development Center. You'll hear more about Barry in a few minutes. Steve Dubin, the Chair of the Maryland-Israel Development Group. I don't know if I saw Steve. Maybe not. Andy Graham, who's our corporate lawyer. Thank you, Andy. He's in charge of our phasers and in charge of our shields. So thank you for coming in. Mary Sloat, the Assistant Director of the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, also a member. Thank you for being here. We also have the members of the BDC. We have William Cole, the President, and we have Kimberly Clark, who is the Executive Vice President. You guys are here, I think. Thank you. Mike D'Angicano, the Executive Director of the Governor's Workforce Development Board. Mike, thank you for being here. Louis Dubin, the Chairman of the Government's Workforce. I don't know if I saw Lou, but he said he was coming. And then Richard Swerner, the Chairman of Harborview Properties Development, is here as well. He's been a big supporter. Thank you very much, Richard. Okay, so why are we here? And the reason is that labor statistics highlight a critical shortage of capable IT and cybersecurity professionals. Data shows that more than 200,000 U.S. cybersecurity jobs are currently unfilled, and the shortage is projected to grow to more than 1.5 million by 2020. The shortage presents a workforce issue for Maryland employers and governments and creates employment opportunities for Maryland residents possessing appropriate cybersecurity skills. Training the Maryland workforce to meet this demand is the primary focus of the Baltimore Cyber Range. Its collaboration with the state of Maryland and the city of Baltimore are focused on just that, creating new jobs in that field. The project has a fairly short history, but it's based upon Governor Hogan's trade mission to Israel back in September in 2016. That trip was in support of Governor Hogan's vision to make Maryland the premier cybersecurity center in the United States, if not the world, because the lion's share of those 200,000 unfilled jobs are right here between Baltimore and Washington. If you think about the Pentagon, you think about National Security Agency, you think about all these large financial houses, you think about Aberdeen Proving Grounds, that's where the jobs are. We got to get these guys employed. When Governor Hogan took his trade mission to Israel, it was specifically tasked with bringing the technology-rich capability the Israelis have developed in the cybersecurity arena. They wanted to bring that back to Maryland through partnerships and teaming agreements with Maryland and Israeli firms. His goal was to get that technology working in Maryland and grow the cybersecurity marketplace and workforce here at home. ETA, already a technology partner with Elbit Israel, one of the largest defense technology firms in the world, have been doing work together in the United States. When we found out that the governor had put a special emphasis on cybersecurity technology and job growth in Maryland, ETA worked with Elbit's wholly owned subsidiary, Cyberbit, to propose a partnership that matched the governor's requirements. It turned out that Cyberbit, which provides cybersecurity to the Israeli Defense Forces and the Israeli infrastructure, had developed a technology where they store the threats they see, providing the security to the infrastructure, in a system that Cyberbit calls an attack generator. They, in turn, take that capability and match it to another device they've developed called a network simulator. That network simulator can simulate anybody's network virtually. You can then take those threats, put them on the system, and see what happens and learn in real time without damaging your own network. That is a revolutionary way to train, and that's what the governor had us bring back to Maryland, and that's what the Baltimore Cyber Range is all about. It's the marriage of that attack generator to the network simulator, and we're going to teach people in Maryland how to be cybersecurity journeyman experts and so forth. ETA and Cyberbit working together approached Secretary Gill at the staff at Maryland Department of Commerce about working with the trade mission. They put us in touch with Barry Bogach and Abba Polikoff at the Maryland Israeli Committee, who were working with the governor's office on the agenda of the Israeli mission. ETA, Cyberbit, and the governor met in Israel, and we together worked out a plan to bring this range to Maryland and locate it in Baltimore City. David Quarters, who was also on the trip assisting the governor on the mission, provided us with this venue, and his staff has been very helpful in getting us placed and putting us together. He did a great job, and we thank you very much, David. Once we all agreed to the project, Mike Doyle formed the Baltimore Cyber Range and began the build-out. The Commerce Department put us in touch with the Maryland Division of Labor Licensing and Regulation. We met with our Secretary, Kelly Schultz, who's here, and explained our initiative. The project really met the core requirements of a nationally recognized program that is administered by Dollar. That program is called EARN, which stands for Employment Assistance Right Now. And we actually got a grant from that department to actually form a public-private consortium to do nothing but train. And the EARN program requires that public-private consortium be formed with the express intent of doing training. Once these trainees are trained, the consortium has a pool of trained workers to fill the job requirements. The consortium members meet once a month to discuss what the training content needs to be to make sure the training offered stays current. And anyone in the cyber business knows it's very hard to stay current. Okay, the consortium we created is known as the Intrusion Countermeasures, Education and Training, or ICE-T. So if anybody was wondering why we had fruited teas, you can see the relationship today. So the members of the consortium, on the public side, the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, they got involved right away. They saw an opportunity to get people in the city hired, and they've been extremely supportive. Baltimore City Community College has been a major, major player with us. They've actually certified our training to meet the higher education requirements, and they have worked with us in terms of developing our instructors and curricula. They've been a big help. Thank you, Ida, and thank you, Dr. May. Johns Hopkins University, the Cybersecurity Institute, I wanted to throw that out. First, being an alum, I think it's a great university. And secondly, they've been very supportive of our project, and they've been helpful, particularly in getting us expert trainers and people who work at the high end of the workforce. The Baltimore Cyber Range, Mike Doyle, which is a member. Cyberbit also joined our consortium. They've been very helpful. Of course, ETA, Nexagen, which was mentioned earlier, Raj's company. CyberPoint joined. ASD is a member. TerraSense is a member. MNS, Blue Eye Technologies, and Atlantic Forensics. Please note, we're constantly looking for new members, and if anybody's interested here, we definitely should talk. Okay, next, I would like to introduce Mike Doyle, the president of Baltimore Cyber Range, to say a few words. Thank you.
Well, welcome. I'm a bit awed by all the people that showed up today to share our opening this morning. I thank all of you. I also want to add my special thanks to both the governor and to Mayor Pugh. They've not only participating today, but they've supported us in the past and continue to support our efforts. So we really do appreciate that. The other thing is to Mr. Cordish for providing the facilities here today. His staff here in the building is very supportive, and we just can't say enough good about how they've helped us and supported us here in the facility. So as the literal graybeard of the organization, I was asked to speak to the technology. And I want you to know, for the non-technical people, that this won't be painful. I'll be brief, and we won't have any talk of bits, bytes, or asymmetrical algorithms. So the Cyberbit technology we're introducing today provides the range, a capability that's very unique to provide hyper-realistic simulation and training. It really is a state-of-the-art integrated environment that allows us to expose the most experienced practitioners to real-world threats. Our goal is to provide teams of cyber professional hands-on experience, recognizing sophisticated threats, and practice implementing processes for mitigating attacks, protecting their network environments, and bringing their systems back up to operation after an attack. So the range is really all about expanding the knowledge base, in particular to the expert level people. It's about providing real-world hands-on experience. They can do things on the range that they can't do on their home networks because of the threat. It's about enhancing skills, and it's about team building. It's always best to have 2, 3, 5 people from the same organization, because you'll find that people are experts in one area, maybe not so much in another. They work together and they solve the problem a lot faster. So in a nutshell, the range generates a complete virtual enterprise environment. It includes Linux and Windows servers. It has firewalls. It basically has everything that's required to emulate a real-world environment. So working from one of the SOC workstations in the range, this virtual network really does appear to be a real live system. It's actually a server in the other room, running about 44 processes to recreate each of those modules and devices. So practitioners can configure a firewall, a DNS server. They can look at server logs in real time as they're updated. It literally looks to the people sitting at a terminal that they're connected to a big network. So trainees interface to the system through integrated off-the-shelf commercial products. The system includes an HP Enterprise SIM. It has a network management system that's commercial, and we use commercial checkpoint firewalls. So perhaps the key point is that this inner environment responds exactly like a real system. We can take code and you'll see this if you visit the range today. We've actually taken some code that came out of Europe to do a web defacement. We've loaded that, and it destroys the web page, looks exactly like it would on a real network, and gives the practitioner really hands-on experience, again, doing things he can't do at home. What do you do when your pages won't come apart? So the system includes a package of pre-formatted attack scenarios. We control and manage those for each training session. Worms propagate through the system. We infect multiple devices as it does so. In the data leakage attacks, data is actually leaked to the outside network. And it has a ransomware attack that actually encrypts files on the system. The thing to remember is on this, no matter what we do, we can basically hit a button and reset everything back to normal. It doesn't matter what a trainee or the system does to itself. It's very simple for us to restore everything without any damage. So operationally, we get a bunch of trainees, 5 trainees together and maybe an observer. We configure the network. We inject network traffic. And we give the practitioners time to actually observe a working system that's not been corrupted or attacked. Then the instructor initiates the attack. The attack generator autonomously starts injecting the code that actually executes on the machine and implements the attack. And over the course of several hours, the trainees work with the system. They identify the attack, they mitigate and remediate the threat, and they return the system to normal operation. So once complete, the instructor holds a review session. Everything that happens on the range is recorded. We record every action of every user. We record the actions of the compromise itself. Basically, this is probably on a two-hour scenario. It's about 30 minutes of reviewing what went well and what could have gone better. So we got the attack running up on the 4th floor. We're running a web defacement attack right now. We hope that everybody get a chance to stop up and have a look at the hands-on system. Unfortunately, we're about, 600 or 700 square feet in the actual facility, so there's not room for everybody, but we're happy to bring people up in groups of maybe 10 or 15. The other thing is we have our Cyberbit partners here today. I think between us we can answer just about any technical question that you may have about the system. Again, I wanted to thank Governor Hogan in particular for his personal involvement and interest in this program. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for his efforts and the efforts of his administration. Again, I look forward to seeing you upstairs, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, Stephen Thomas, the general manager of Cyberbit, wanted to say a few words. And Stephen, please.
So I think Bruce and Mike did a great job of essentially selling and kind of telling you the concept of the cyber range. And I want to say thank you to Governor Hogan, the Israeli Embassy, which is here today, represented by Amir, Mayor Pugh as well. We do a lot of trade missions between the state of Israel and Maryland and other states, and this is probably the best example of how quickly we can bring technologies from the state of Israel here to the U.S. market to solve what is a really critical problem, and that is delivering more cyber-skilled workforce to the state. And so really excited to have that opportunity to work with the governor and his team to do that. Excited to work, obviously, with Bruce and Mike to deliver this for you and the community. With regards to Cyberbit, in our opportunity here, we look forward to expanding this range, training more folks, working with the Baltimore Community College. Thank you guys for all the effort there as well on the curriculum. So again, really excited about the opportunity to work together. So with that, we thank you from the State of Israel, from Cyberbit and Elbit Systems. And at that, Bruce, turn it back to you.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, I'd like to introduce Mayor Pugh, and her staff asked me not to say nice things about her because she's very humble, and I can only tell you that she has been a wonderful supporter of this project, and her office has done nothing but support us. Catherine, thank you very much, and please take the podium.
Who said that? No, I'm only joking. Let me begin by saying thank you, Governor Hogan. You give real meaning to man on a mission. We send him on a mission, he brings back a whole industry. Give him a big round of applause. I must say that he certainly has been a joy to work with, and someone asked me earlier, Governor, they said, they quoted you as saying that whatever the mayor needs, we seek to provide. And what my response was that what folks don't know is that I don't have to wait 3-4 weeks to get a call back from the governor. He can call me anytime, I call him anytime, and I can meet with him anytime. And we're both focused on making Baltimore a great city, and that's what's important to all of us. And that's why this mission is also so very important. We thank you also for having that collaboration with Baltimore City Community College, because they do educate our people in our city. That is important because we're going to create jobs. That's what this industry is going to do. It's going to create jobs. It's going to connect people to jobs of the future. And we've got to be a lot more forward thinking when we think about the jobs that are needed for people in our city and in our state and in this nation. We well know, Governor, as you would point out, we've got 76,000 people who are unemployed in our city. And it's not just about training people, it's training people to the right jobs. And this industry will provide that. So I'm very, very excited, and I want to say thank you to the State of Israel, the Israeli Embassy, for all that you've done. And Bruce, I can't thank you enough for understanding and keeping this particular project on track, because we know that it means a great deal. Those of you who don't know the data, they're currently estimated, I think it's something like 100,000 unfilled cyber positions, and it's projected by the year 2019 there will be 1.9 million. Now you can't tell me that we can't get our share of individuals well trained to participate in this industry. So again, because of the state of Maryland, their cooperation, our collaboration, my city agencies, and I've seen several of them here. I see Bill Cole back there in the back, but the BDC has been an integral part of making this happen. And also, I know Jason is here somewhere. If he isn't, I know his office is represented, because we've got to get those individuals prepared to go to BCCC, to be trained, and to make sure that they come out of there ready to participate in this particular industry. As an advanced training system, the Baltimore Cyber Range represents another example of effective state-city partnership, and an industry that we know, again, will provide opportunities for the future. I also want to take a moment to thank Kirby Fowler. I know he was doing another project, Governor, that you left Kiefer over there to represent. He felt like he was being roasted. I just wanted to say. So when you see him, you know how you got to, make them feel good today, okay? But they offered up the initial $10,000 grant to anchor the program in downtown Baltimore, and we're really grateful for that. And David Cordish, thank you for also going on that trip and helping to bring this back to Baltimore. I look forward to the growth of this initiative and the real opportunities to create for our residents real jobs. Governor Hogan and the other state leaders, including our Secretary Mike Gill and the Maryland Department of Commerce, Secretary Kelly Schultz, my good friend, at the Maryland Department of Licensing and Regulations. And I always tell people the story, Governor, that when I woke up one morning and our president had lost his Secretary of Labor, I said, ooh, just don't take Kelly Schultz. And because we're not having that, because she has meant so much to so many of us. She is a real champion in getting projects off the ground. We are so very, very excited for the impact that this will have on our city and this great collaboration with the Baltimore City Community College. We look forward to the future of this industry, but more importantly, we look forward to the jobs that you will produce and the individuals in our city who will have real jobs that can last a lifetime. Thank you so much. So, because I'm standing here, Governor, I have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing our governor, who, as I pointed out earlier, is a man on a mission. One, creating jobs and opportunities for people throughout the state of Maryland, focused on making sure that not just our state is safe, but that our city is safe, because he understands that if we're not making Baltimore all that it can be, it has a major impact on our city. So, Governor, thank you.
But thank you very much. It's always very difficult to follow the mayor. She's a tough act to follow, but let me first of all thank you for recognizing the state officials and our great cabinet secretaries who are here, had a big part in this. And also I don't know if Barry Bogage is here from the Maryland Israeli Development. He's in the back of the room here. Barry had a lot to do with this trip and our visit, along with Signa Pringle, who heads up our international office at the Department of Commerce. I think she's here as well. So everybody at the state, let's give them a round of applause. I didn't really do it, but those folks, thank you, Kelly, Mike. And the mayor couldn't have said it better. I mean, we have a terrific working relationship, and it really couldn't be any better. People ask me every day, how do you get along with the mayor? How are you working with Baltimore City? And it really is, there's no daylight between us. I spend so much time with her. I think I spend more time with the mayor than I do with my wife, which I don't want to start any rumors, but I'm with her almost every day. We were together yesterday and back again today, and well, we're going to continue to work together in a partnership to do everything we possibly can to help this great city continue to thrive and prosper. So thank you, Mayor Pugh, for your great leadership here. I want to also just congratulate Bruce and Ricky Spector. They need a round of applause. Along with Mike Doyle and everyone that has been involved in this exciting achievement for Baltimore City and for the state of Maryland. Last September, I guess some of you know that we took quite a trade mission to Israel, and we had a terrific group made up of state officials and business leaders and leaders of the Jewish community, academic leaders, and it was a tremendously successful trade mission, which is continuing to pay real dividends. And during that Israel trade mission, we announced an exciting partnership between ETA, Electronic Technology Associates, and the Israeli company Cyberbit to bring a cybersecurity training center right here to Baltimore City. And today, I'm incredibly pleased to see that partnership is actually coming to fruition as we celebrate this official opening of the Baltimore Cyber Range. Maryland really has become the cyber capital of America. The premier cyber-related federal agencies are all headquartered in Maryland. The military installations are located here in our state. We've got the NSA, the U.S. Cyber Command, the National Cybersecurity Center of Excellence. There are more than 74 federal laboratories in Maryland, which is more than twice the number of any other state in America. We have more than 1,200 cyber private sector companies that call Maryland their home, from industry giants to established and emerging companies. Every single day, our world-class academic community is conducting critical research, exploring the newest technologies, and most importantly, educating the next generation of cyber warriors. Not only the great work here at Baltimore City Community College, and we want to congratulate them for their part in this, but also we have 17 universities, colleges, and community colleges that have been designated as national centers of academic excellence in cyber defense, which is more than any other state in America. Just last week, ELTA North America announced that it had selected Maryland as the location of its new Cyber Innovation Center, which is in addition to their North American corporate headquarters, which we opened in May. Both of those were also a result of our trade mission to Israel last September. Baltimore City is quickly becoming a hotbed of cybersecurity activity, and that is even more apparent thanks to the vision and the investment of ETA and Cyberbit. This Baltimore Cyber Range is the very first live, standalone, hands-on cybersecurity training center in the United States. It will provide the most up-to-date, cutting-edge training in realistic settings so that our cyber workforce is equipped to respond to threats more quickly and more efficiently. And just as importantly, as the mayor pointed out, this range is going to bring jobs to Baltimore City. And the focus of our administration has been on growing our private sector, creating jobs, helping companies grow, and turning our economy around. And we have been doing exactly what we said we were going to do. We had the best year for business in Maryland in 15 years. We had the best year for job growth in 15 years. We went from losing 100,000 jobs to gaining 107,000 jobs. We lowered our unemployment rate to 4.1%, growing jobs at one of the fastest rates in the country. In 2014, just before I became governor, Maryland ranked 49th out of 50 states in overall economic performance. And as of last week, we have gone from 49th to number 7 in the United States of America. That's up 42 spots, and it's the greatest economic turnaround of any state in the nation. So we're really proud of the progress that we're making, but we're just getting started. And with the addition of new employers like this Baltimore Cyber Range, we're trying to bring more and more jobs to the areas of our state that need them the most, like right here in Baltimore City. And the critical work that will be done at this facility will help keep our nation and our world safer in the face of unprecedented threats. And the Baltimore Cyber Range is yet another example that Maryland is indeed open for business. So I want to thank ETA and the CyberBit and their teams for investing in the future of this great city and in the future of our state. And I want to congratulate everyone involved in this exciting achievement and helping to make it become a reality. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. And at this time, I'd like to invite Bruce and Ricky Spector and Mike Doyle, I say the CyberBit and ETA teams to come up here so I can present them with an official governor's citation. The ribbon too, yeah. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to say to you, this is a.
No, read the whole thing.
Read the whole thing? Okay. It's going to take about an hour. No, it's not that long. Yeah, we'll see. So this is State of Maryland, Governor of the State of Maryland to Baltimore Cyber Range. Greetings. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of Maryland's capabilities and longstanding commitment to cybersecurity, in celebration of the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Baltimore Cyber Range, bringing the latest cyber security resources, innovation, and job opportunities to Baltimore City. And as an expression of our congratulations and best wishes for success, we confer upon you this governor's citation, which is dated today, signed by me, the Lieutenant Governor, and the Secretary of State. Congratulations.
Should we cut the ribbon? Let's do it. Let me ask my family.
This is not a circus.
Everybody, let's look at these cameras right here. Actually, look at this camera right here, get a shot. Right there, get a shot. Okay, look at this camera here, get a shot. Thank you, and everybody look up, and on the count of 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay.